Hi, my name is Gabriel Flores. I am 24 years old and I was born in Nicaragua. I have been in this country roughly about 17 years. I was mostly raised by my mother. Basically I was a child with a single parent. And as a mother and a son that really didn't dominate the language of the States, we faced a lot of difficulties. So going through all these circumstances, I really didn't have a way to escape to these things, and since I really didn't have a father figure, someone to guide me or to give me more strength, I really just kind of held everything inside. I kind of became frustrated. There was a lot of anger in me, perhaps even sadness. I know that I have reached a moment in my life where I think I was probably one of those kids that would cry at night as they went to sleep. As I grew older, I had developed a group of friends that pretty much was my escape. It was them who I used to hang out with. To me, they felt like family. One day though, there was a friend, I don't know what moved her, but she decided to extend her hand out to me and invited me to a church. I had gone into this church, and it was there where I first had met, or at least I thought I had met, Jesus. So I'd stayed in this church for a little while, maybe 6 to 8 months, and I guess my rebellious ways took over me again, and I just left into the world. So I continued my life apart from God, running into the 17, the 18 years of age, 19 years of age. I started to experiment with drugs. More specifically marijuana, and then alcohol came into the picture, and the next thing I know, I was 18, coming after school, and I was just abusing, deeper in conflict with myself, confused, rather annoyed actually, because I just didn't have any trajectory. I really didn't have any goals. It was just very, very, very hurtful, very disturbing, and I didn't know where I was gonna go from there. There came a moment in time when I was 19 where I started to experiment with the spiritual. It was a movement called New Age. And in New Age, they teach a lot of strange things that seem supernatural, but really they were just things that fool people. And since I was really looking for an answer, I was trying to look just for something to escape to. That's really what I had ran into. And New Age literally was just allowing my sin to just run wild. They encouraged it. I started to feel demonic forces around me. It was not the same, just things around me didn't feel right anymore, and I had strange things happen to me in dreams as I walked alone. There was just always a strange, strong, evil presence around me all the time. So I was really in the darkest hole that I could find myself spiritually. I had really no idea just how much darkness was around me. So amidst of these circumstances that I was facing, on top of that, I was married at the time. Infidelity had came into the relationship, and I think that I just hit the lowest point possible right there. At this moment, when that had occurred, I remember I had ran away. I had ran away into the woods, and I spent some alone time there, just distressing and in distress, and just remembering how much pain and anguish I was in, and I remember that at that point is when I started to turn to God. I started to look for Him. From that day on, I spent a lot of time in prayer, and as I started to get closer to the Lord, I started to feel alive. I started to feel like there was something that I could do in this life. I felt like there was purpose being moved in me, and so I started looking for a church. One of my leaders from the old church, invited me to a church. I went to one of the groups that they were having at the moment, at the time. One moment led to another, and time, passed by, and I ended up in the church itself, and I felt that God led me there to serve. All I know is that I had hunger. I had this fire here in me. I felt something that was just constantly pushing me, to want to seek the things of God more. I felt passion for the things of God. I know today that Jesus is alive because I saw how He transformed my life. And I don't know what you may be going through. I don't know if you may be fatherless. I don't know if you may be lost without purpose, not knowing where you're going. I don't know if maybe you're trapped in some hole in a club and just feeling empty inside. But I want to let you know something. Jesus is alive. He is for real. And He can do many things in your life. He can change your ways. He can give you purpose. He can give you perspective. He can tell you all the wonderful things that He has for you in your life. That you're not just some person taking up space somewhere doing nothing. That you were made for a reason. That He gave you life for a reason. He wants to show you what that reason is. But I want to invite you today to accept the Lord into your life. I want you to just give Him a chance and an opportunity. And I just want you to witness the power that is in Him. And in the same way that He did it for me, I know that He could do it for you. And that's the power of resurrection in Jesus Christ.